Good morning, YouTubians. It's Kermit's Ghost. You can call me Alan. It is Monday the 28th of April 2025, St. George's Day in England today. Usually it's observed on the 23rd of April, but as St. George's Day fell between Palm Sunday and the second Sunday of Easter, it's been moved to today. So happy St. George's Day. Happens to be a Blu-ray release day as well. And today we can expect the likes of Star Trek Section 31. That's getting a Blu-ray, a 4K and a 4K Steelbook release, as well as the period drama from last year, The Brutalist. You've also got the Bob Dylan biopic, A Complete Unknown, 2009 horror The House of the Devil, and several Clint Eastwood classics are all coming to 4K for the very first time. Now 53 titles due to come out today. How many HMV will stock is anybody's guess, but bravo to them. Last week they did brilliantly. They had 31 out of the 32 releases in store. On a side note, I may not be here next Monday. Circumstances out of my control, I'm afraid. It could all change and normal service will resume, but doesn't look like it could be, and if it's not, I will return the following Monday. So I'm going to leave shortly, head up to the city, film all the releases that are coming out in HMV, then I'll take a quick look around CEX, and I'll round off the trip in the city with a latte from Costa Coffee. You know the line. And then obviously I'll come back here and talk about my recent pickups. So I'll see you all soon. So it's time to pop into HMV. So here we go, no particular order. I'll start with a limited release of V Cinema Essentials Bullets and Betrayals box set from Arrow. And in here we have 9 movies. They are Crime Hunter, Bullets of Rage from 1989, Neo Chimpera, Zoom Goes the Bullet from 1990, Stranger from 1991, Carlos from 1991, Burning Dog from 1991, Female Prisoner Scorpion, Death Threat from 1991, The Hitman, Blood Smells Like Roses from 1991, Danger Point, The Road to Hell from 1991, and Double X, Beautiful Hunter from 1994. This set carries an 18 certificate and is priced at £54.99. The Brutalist next. This is an epic period drama from last year about a Jewish architect called Laszlo, who's played by Adrian Brody, who moves to America after World War II and is hired by a rich industrialist, played by Guy Pearce, for several projects. But it's not all plain sailing for Laszlo, whose family are stuck in Europe. Also stars Felicity Jones, Emma Laird and Alessandro Nivola. The Blu-ray is priced at £14.99 and the 4K is priced at £24.99. This one carries an 18 certificate, presumably because of the rape scene and use of drugs. The Outlaw Josie Wells next on 4K. This is a western from 1976, directed by and starring Clint Eastwood as the title character. Wells is a farmer and a man of peace until his family are murdered by renegade soldiers, sending him on a journey of revenge. This also stars Chief Dan George, Sandra Locke, Bill McKinney and John Quaid. This one is priced at £19.99. Next is Dirty Harry, an action thriller from 1971, directed by Don Siegel, and this stars Clint Eastwood as the title character, police inspector from San Francisco who's trying to bring his own brand of justice to a psychopathic sniper called Scorpio, who's played by Andy Robinson. This film spawned 4 sequels: Magnum Force, The Enforcer, Sudden Impact and The Deadpool. This one is priced at £19.99. Pale Rider next on 4K. This sees Clint Eastwood return as director and lead star in this western about one man standing up against a powerful, greedy mining baron. Clint plays a mysterious man called Preacher who defends a bunch of gold prospectors and their families from certain violence. This also stars Michael Moriarty, Chris Penn, Carrie Snodgrass and Richard Kiel, aka Jaws from the Bond films. This one is priced at £19.99. Night Moves next on the Criterion label. This is a film noir from 1975, directed by Arthur Penn. This stars Gene Hackman as a private detective who is hired to find the daughter of an aging actress. The daughter is played by an 18-year-old Melanie Griffith. This also stars James Woods, Susan Clark and Janet Ward as the aging star who was only 50 at the time. The Blu-ray for this is priced at £22.99 and the 4K is priced at £29.99. There's also still a HMV Premium Edition still in circulation for £14.99, but it only has a featurette in the extras. A Complete Unknown next. This is a biographical drama directed by James Mangold and is about the American singer-songwriter Bob Dylan, starting out in 1961 when Bob was just 20 years young. Bob Dylan being played by Timothy Chalamet. This spans just 4 years, leading up to the controversial performance in 1965's Newport Folk Festival. Also stars Edward Norton, Eddie Fanning, Dan Fogler and Monica Barbara. This is available on Blu-ray for £14.99 and it's also available on 4K and a Blu-ray combo for £24.99. Next is the 4K and Blu-ray combo release of Tombstone, a western from 1993 starring Kurt Russell as Wyatt Earp, Sam Elliott as his elder brother Virgil, Bill Paxton as his younger brother Morgan, and Val Kilmer as the gunslinger Doc Holliday, who all relocate to Arizona, but they're soon in the thick of it when an outlaw gang known as the Cowboys are causing trouble in town, leading to the gunfight at the OK Corral. Also stars Michael Biehn, Charlton Heston, Stephen Lang, Thomas Hayden Church, Michael Rooker, and Billy Bob Thornton. This is priced at £22.99. Motor Psycho next, an action movie also known as Vetsploitation film from 1965, is directed by Russ Meyer. It's about a motorcycle gang led by a disturbed Vietnam veteran who rapes a veterinarian's wife as well as killing an old man, leading to revenge. This carries an 18 certificate and is priced at £34.99. Star Trek Section 31 next, a sci-fi TV movie from this year starring Michelle Yeoh as Emperor Philippa Georgiou, who joins a secret division of Starfleet to protect the United Federation of Planets. This also stars Amari Hardwick, Robert Kaczynski, Humbly Gonzalez, and Casey Rule. There is a 4K available, but I couldn't find it today. The Blu-ray is priced at £14.99 and the 4K will be £24.99. The House of the Devil next on Blu-ray from Second Sight. This is a horror film from 2009, written and directed by Ty West. This is part satanic cult and slasher film rolled into one. It's set in the 1980s. It sees a babysitter being hired by a Mr. Ullman, played by Tom Noonan, to help with his wife's mother. But Ullman and his wife and son have plans for the babysitter. It also stars Jocelyn Donahue and Greta Gerwig and is priced at £17.99. Sullivan's Crossing Season 1 next. This is a Canadian romantic drama which aired in 2023 about a neurosurgeon played by Morgan Cohen who moves back home to Nova Scotia in Canada after finding herself in trouble with the law. While she's home, she tries to patch up a relationship with her father, who's played by Scott Patterson. There is a second and a third season made, but Season 3 hasn't aired yet. This one is priced at £26.99. Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare next, an independent slasher movie from this year, directed by Scott Chambers. In this, Peter Pan is evil. At one point, he slaughters a busload of children, but he's abducted Michael and Wendy plans to get him back, but not before Peter bites off a couple of her fingers. Yeah, I know. This one is priced at £11.99 and it carries an 18 certificate. One Ranger next, an action thriller from 2023, written and directed by Jesse V. Johnson. This is about a Texas Ranger played by Thomas Jane who travels to London to team up with a British intelligence officer played by Dominique Tipper and her boss, played by John Malkovich, to track down an international terrorist called Declan, who is played by Dean Jagger. This one is priced at £12.99. Berserk of Gluttony Season 1 next. This is about a young man called Fate Graphite, who discovers by chance that he has a skill to absorb his victims' skills. This aired in 2023 and consists of 12 episodes. Expect to pay £34.99 for this 2-disc release. A Tale of Sorrow and Sadness next, a Japanese drama from 1977 about a young woman who competes in her first professional golf tournament and has to deal with not only the newfound fame but also being blackmailed by an obsessed stalker. This one is priced at £17.99 and is limited to 3,000 copies. Next is A Samurai in Time. This is a Japanese fantasy comedy from last year, played by Third Window Films. It's about a samurai who is struck by lightning and transported in time from the mid-1800s to 2007, where he becomes an extra in a samurai movie. This one is priced at £19.99. Killer Cop next. This is an Italian crime movie from 1975. It's about a police inspector who witnesses an explosion in a hotel which kills dozens of people, and then the chief suspect is shot dead whilst under protection. This story is based on the 1969 Piazza Fontana bombing. Expect to pay £17.99 for this one. Margwai, If the Stars Had a Sound Limited Collector's Edition next. This is a documentary from last year on the Scottish band Margwai, and it covers their music career from 1995 up to the recording of their 10th studio album. This one is priced at £24.99. The Coffee Table next. This is a Spanish black comedy from 2022 about a man called Jesus who not only has to deal with a 13-year-old girl's unwanted advances under the threat of her telling his wife falsely of an affair with him, but also the accidental decapitation of his newborn son from a pane of unbreakable glass, the news of which he is keeping a secret from his wife during a dinner party. This is available as a standard Blu-ray, which is priced at £17.99, or a limited edition Blu-ray release which includes a 120-page book, 6 art cards and a rigid outer box. This one is priced at £34.99. So here we go with the price comparisons. CEX used copies versus new from Amazon and HMV. I will start with Slaughter in San Francisco from 1974. CEX £20, Amazon £20, HMV also selling for £20. I'm rounding this up to the nearest pound. Next is Skyriders from 1976. CEX are asking for £6. It's also £6 in HMV, but Amazon are charging £16.37. And here we have Twin Peaks The Entire Mystery for £42, and this is in a shocking state. This version, new on Amazon, is priced at a whopping £220. HMV, they have it for £30. Quiet Place Day 1 for £6. Amazon have it for £7, and HMV also have it for £7. Next we have Season 1 of C for £22. In HMV it's £23, and Amazon want £35. Season 2 of C for £22, that's £23 in HMV and £35 on Amazon. And Season 3 of C is £20 in CEX, that's £20 in HMV and £20 from Amazon. And here we have 7 copies of The Penguin, which I'm very much enjoying. £25 in CEX, Amazon have it for £30, and HMV it is also £30. Immaculate there for £8 in CEX. In HMV you'll have to pay £8, and on Amazon it's also £8. Next is The Blob from 1958 for £12. On Amazon it's £20 for a used copy, and in HMV it's unavailable, but they do have the Criterion copy for £18. So here we have Birdman of Alcatraz from CEX for £20. Neither Amazon or HMV have this listed anymore. And I will end up on Broken Lullaby from 1932 for £19 on CEX. Amazon have this listed for £17, and HMV also have it for £17. Hey everybody, welcome back. 4 titles to talk about today. 2 are old, 2 are new. 1 is a Spanish import. Bit of a mixed bag today. Let's crack on with it. Okay, first one I'm going to show you is Earth versus the Spider. This is a creature feature from 1958, directed by Burt Ira Gordon, who sadly passed away in 2023, aged 100. Burt, no stranger to a creature feature, having already made The Amazing Colossal Man and King Dinosaur, and then he will go on to make Village of the Giant Ants as well as Empire of the Ants. Actually, one of the characters in this movie works at a cinema, and they have a poster outside advertising The Amazing Colossal Man as a come-in attraction. Very clever. Anyway, this is set in a small town in America. Starts out with a middle-aged man. He's driving home alone at night. He's got a gift for his daughter's birthday. Alas, his truck gets caught up in a giant spider's web. The next day, his teenage daughter, Carol, being played by a 25-year-old June Kennedy. She's worried about her father, naturally, so goes looking for him with her teenage patronising boyfriend, Mike, who's being played by a 24-year-old Eugene Preston. And Mike doesn't seem bothered by this situation at all, even when he sees his crashed truck at the foot of a hill. Together they go searching a nearby cave system. They find a giant tarantula inside, so they hightail it back to the town. And they inform the local sheriff, who is a strange character, to say the least. Sheriff Cagle, being played by Gene Roth, is sarcastic, gung-ho, incompetent and chauvinistic in equal measure, but he's by far the best character in the movie. Cut a long story short, they incapacitate the spider. They then drag it back to the school gym to have it studied. Then you got a teenage group. They start band practice and they wake the spider up, and it then terrorizes the local townfolk. By the way, the lead singer of that band is Joe, played by a 35-year-old Troy Preston. Kids in this school, they are either held back a lot or they are very late starters. Now, I love a creature feature. This one for me was a lot of fun. It's available to watch free on YouTube in colour and black and white. And thank you to Terry over at Terry Talks Movies for bringing this to my attention. There'll be a link in the description below to his channel. Be sure to go and check him out. It's got a runtime of 1 hour 13 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So the image from the front cover has been put onto the disc. So that was Earth versus the Spider, or La Arana. Okay, next one to show you is Corvette Summer. This is a comedy adventure from 1978, directed by Matthew Robbins. Now his films include Dragon Slayer, Batteries Not Included, and The Legend of Billie Jean. This movie opens with Kenneth, Californian high school student who is trying to save a 1973 Corvette Stingray from being crushed. This is all part of his school project. Kenneth being played by Mark Hamill, who this was made between Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. He does manage to save the car, and with the help of several others, he brings this heap of metal back to its former glory, complete with a respray. So after a bit of showing off around town, his joy is short-lived because the car is stolen, leading Kenneth on a journey to get it back. The car is now in Vegas, some 400 miles away. I won't say any more story-wise, but I will also mention it stars Annie Potts as Vanessa. She is a trainee hooker who intends to ply a trade from the back of a van. The plan doesn't last very long. Annie, you'll know as Janine. She was the secretary in Ghostbusters, or even from Young Sheldon, where she plays Sheldon's grandmother, Connie Tucker. Oh, she was also the voice of Bo Peep as well in the Toy Story franchise. There is a good plot twist in this movie, but I'm not going to say what it is. The character of Kenneth in this, a bit of an ungrateful sod. Vanessa helps him out numerous times, and all he does is insult her. And when he loses all his money, a guy just randomly buys him lunch and gives him $50, and at no point does he say thank you. It is an enjoyable movie though, nonetheless. It's got a runtime of 1 hour 45 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So there's a double eco case and a plain blue disc. So that was Corvette Summer. Okay, next one to show you is Flight Risk, an action thriller from this year directed by Mel Gibson. Now, as for Mel's directing, he has made Braveheart, Passion of the Christ, Apocalypto, and Hacksaw Ridge. So, promising stuff, or so I thought. Now, this stars Michelle Dockery, aka Lady Mary Talbot from Downton Abbey, as a US Marshal, Madeline Harris, who takes into custody Winston, an accountant for a crime boss. Winston being played by Topher Grace, who is willing to testify against the crime boss for immunity and a new identity. Topher was in A Heretic. He played the church elder in that, which I showed on the 10th of March. Anyway, they're out in the middle of nowhere, so Madeline, she decides to charter a small aircraft to take them to a nearby anchorage, so in turn they can get a flight directly to New York City. Their pilot on this flight is Daryl Booth, played by Mark Wahlberg, who for some reason has shaved half his hair off for the role. Booth, he's a hitman and he's hired to take out Winston. A bit of a spoiler, but it's in the trailer anyway. I won't say any more story-wise, but if you've ever been in a Cessna aircraft, you will know how much noise they generate inside. But Mark Wahlberg, he does his usual whispering technique, and he's heard from the back of the plane to the front of the plane. It must be the quietest, not to mention the most indestructible aircraft ever built. Dialogue in this is unconvincing. The acting is underwhelming. Given the poor script, it's no wonder. The movie lacks tension, it lacks action, not to mention the viewer's time and money. It's got a runtime of 1 hour 31 minutes. Seems like an eternity. Let's take a look inside. By the way, if you see the front cover image, I'll pop it back up out there for a second. That's misleading. There are no fighter jets escorting the little Cessna. One of the laziest covers I've ever seen. So an image of the plane that's just crashed through a snowbank and still manages to fly over the top of a mountain has been put onto the disc. So that was Flight Risk, and by the time you're watching this, this will be in a charity shop. Okay, next and last is September 5, an historic drama thriller based on real events surrounding the kidnappings and massacre during the Munich Summer Olympics of 1972, which was the same time Mark Spitz won the 9 gold medals as well as a silver and a bronze. Impressive stuff. So the whole event was covered by ABC Sports, which is now ESPN, and the head of operations at ABC at the time was Marvin Bader, being played by Ben Chaplin. President of ABC Sports at the time was Rune Arledge, being played by Peter Skarsgård, and the man in charge of the control room was the tenacious Jeffrey Mason, being played by John Magaro. 12 minutes into the film, gunshots are heard within the Olympic Village, which is where the Israeli competitors are housed. ABC, their sports crew are located not too far away. They hear the gunshots and they start to monitor the police radios. They have a translator called Mariana, being played by Leon Benesh, and Rune makes the decision to cover the events that are unfolding outside rather than covering the games, taking the sports journalists a little bit out of their comfort zone, and they do make several mistakes from time to time. The terrorists call themselves Black September, and they demand the release of Palestinian prisoners, and they are more than willing to kill for their cause. The local police, they are refusing news crews into the area, so ABC, they start to forge a pass and they smuggle a news crew in. I won't say any more story-wise, but this was so well written. This all happened when Germany was still split into East and West, and the Second World War was very fresh on a lot of people's minds. Great film. It's got a runtime of 1 hour 35 minutes. Let's take a look inside. So the slipcover and the cover have the same image, and there is a plain blue disc. So that was September 5. So that was it. Have you seen any of those? Do you plan to pick them up or just want to leave a comment? Then do so down below. I will read every single one and I'll try to reply if I have the time. Give the video a thumbs up, really does help the channel, and subscribe if you haven't. It's all free. Why wouldn't you? And on that note, all that's left to say is thank you so much for choosing my channel today and watching my video. Take care. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.